Divya. Effortless charm meets powerhouse talent. We are in conversation with National Award-winning actor Divya Dutta, who not only is a scene stealer but owns them as well. Right now, she's basking in limelight with her powerhouse performance in Chiraiya. Thank you, Divya, for speaking with us.
Thank you, Nanika, and thank you for all the lovely words.
No, you deserve it. So right now I can see you are almost breaking the internet. Your interview is almost everywhere, and of course your performance in Chiraiya as Kamlesh is really being talked about. And the series, I believe, has become the most watched series on
Yeah.
Disney on JioHotstar.
Yes. Yes, all that and more, and it's feeling really, really lovely because it's a very, very important topic one wanted to talk about, and also the role has received so much love. It's totally surreal because it's personal for people, which is what I'm really loving. The connect, the way they're resonating with it. Uh, the way they relate to it, it's amazing, and every day is a new day coming with something beautiful.
Yeah. Well, of course, we'll come to that later. But do you think this is your moment now? Of course, you have won appreciation, for mostly all of your performances. Last year it was Bandish Bandits. Every now and then you've given stellar acts. But do you think this is the moment for you?
I I would like to believe so, because I think every actor needs that one role that belongs to them. All the cases, we always, I mean, much that I've received so much love for all the work, as you rightly said. But always you want that one role that's totally, totally, absolutely orthobacked and is central. It has the spotlight on her, and she's taking it on her shoulders. I think a lot of my other friends, we've it's made a huge difference to all of us, be it Shafali, be it they all. I mean, there's been that one show that brings you in, and I think this has been that show for me.
Yeah. In fact, the writer creator Divya Sharma said that you are, in the words to paraphrase him, he said she's criminally underutilized and needs to helm far more shows. Do you agree with that comment of his?
Because they've been so lovely and kind, and when we used to be in front of the camera, I would see these two faces from the monitor, him, Devinidhi Sharma, the writer, and the director Shashank Shah, smiling and saying something, and you feel that they're really happy with what's happening, and that would really give me so much contentment. And I mean, everyone has mostly thought that she should be given more. I'm glad they thought so and not the other way around,
Yeah.
because finally it does happen, and everything I feel is divine timing. Not that I wasn't doing the kind of work people would love, but then there's something that belongs to you, and that is what resonates with people. And somewhere I think I've had a lot of love coming from the audience. So they seem to be happier for me than I am. I mean, I'm very supremely happy and grateful, but I also see so much love pouring in, which says, finally, so good. You're watching it. You're all, like you said, you're all over and feel good. So yeah, it is something maybe I was also waiting for, and it's happened. And I wouldn't say underutilized criminally, but underutilized, yes. But I don't think so.
So, any particular compliment that has truly flowed you from your audience and maybe a critic too?
Monica, there's so many, and I've received so much love for Bhag Milkha Bhag, for Veer Zara, for Bandish, but
Mhm.
this is something else. It's like somebody did a weaving wala sari, handmade, and they wrote a beautiful note for Kamlesh.
Oh,
Sent it to me. Then somebody made a perfume, wrote a note. They're personal notes to Kamlesh, and I feel how amazing is it that something has resonated with them and touched their lives, in more ways than I as an actor would think. And it is so beautiful to have people come and hug you, to get calls and messages in the middle of the night. Itte lambe lambe chithiyan, beautiful, how they pour their heart. So many senior actors, one of them just saying, you have no idea how you've changed my life. ये बहुत बड़ी बातें हैं. To hear these things, you feel absolutely overwhelmed, and you have to just feel कि अरे, this is beautiful.
But talking of your character, Kamlesh, she is somebody who's not highly educated, can't even pronounce a word like consent, and you are of course a polar opposite to that. So, was there anything that you had to unlearn while playing her?
You have to, Monica, unlearn everything that you have within you for the role you're going to portray, because otherwise you're going to keep contradicting and intruding in that space as Divya. And I especially had an issue when I was doing that mixer wala scene where she says, "There go your thoughts," and so many more scenes. I mean, and I could see the director and writer know that, I'm very conflicted that time. Ki kaise? But that's the time you realize that keep yourself aside, because here's a woman who comes with a belief system, who's very comfortable with it, who's happy in it, with the love and pampering she gets, in spite of that thought system that she's brought up with. And to shake that up, you need to show it. I've had so many people telling me, first episode, Divya yaar, laga tu kya kar rahi hai, and then
Yeah,
then
as
it
if you're
grew.
almost the negative character there.
So I have played negative roles,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the thing is, no one thought this kind of, somewhere. I think there's people resonate. They've seen these kind of women and all that. तो वो connect अलग था. तो सबको लगा, "अरे, you are very sorted. Why are you doing this?" And then suddenly, when they saw the graph and everything, it turned around. But yes, sometimes you being yourself, come your own way. बीच में आ जाते हो कहीं ना कहीं. But that's the thing. You've got to be a clean slate when you are getting into a role, and you've got to let the writer and the director write a new thing for you, and you've got to take it in.
But oppression against women is a common enough subject. We have seen that in many films, series. But marital rape as such is not very often talked about. And as I've said that before also, even the legal system is not ready to address it. Uh, so were there any apprehensions when you came to know about this subject? Whether this will resonate, because many people don't even believe in this concept. Will they rape? But rape. How can a husband rape a wife? This is a common enough perception.
So when I heard the story, and I always hear a story from the point of view of an audience, not as the actor who's going to portray it. If it resonates with you, if I feel the story is something I would like to go watch and believe in, then I think that's the first step for me to take on something. And one thing I knew for sure, that I am an actor and this is going to be a role which will have a lot of responsibility. But the thing is, awareness is say definitely aayegi. See, you see, visual mediums are so impactful. You do not know what you carry back home. You have no idea. When I see a film, I'll say, "Oh, nice film," but I don't know I've brought in a certain moment from that film back home, and that stayed with me for life. It became a mantra for me. So when I see around, I've had a friend saying, "Yeah, marital rape is a huge thing, but even in smaller issues like asking what's for breakfast today, my husband has started asking me, अब ये कितना छोटा change है, but hey, कि listen, I'm getting this made. You good with that? Not straight saying, listen, आज ये बनेगा." ये छोटी छोटी चीजें हैं जो आपने ले ली, and that is what I thought when I was hearing the script, that this story definitely needs to be told. And wow. And more so because look at like you said, every second post that I see is Chiraiya, and the way it's caught on. I guess this awareness is what one wanted to do, and I'm glad it has arrived home.
Of course, you getting a lot of praise for your performance, but by and large, Chiraiya is being liked. But there are always some haters who feel that talking about a subject like this will destabilize the very institution of marriage. And there are some comments like that in response to Chiraiya as well. What would you say to those naysayers?
Well, I think again there are lots of kind of people around, and to just answer the question, the protagonist Kamlesh has a very happy marriage. She's not breaking any marriage.
Yeah.
Her husband is not breaking it. He's saying, "I'm standing with you." So the thing is to just say that the irony of the situation is that the people you're the closest to, in this case, your married partners, your spouses, don't take a relationship for granted. Ask, see that the other person is comfortable. Of course, there's a thing that she's mine, and I what formality at home. But still, if a new girl has come home, to make her feel comfortable, to see that she gets into something organically rather than be forced upon, I think is a basic. And that basic asking is nothing huge. And that's exactly what I think we wanted to say.
But talking of your husband, there is a dialogue where he says that I can't be the hero, but I can be the husband of a hero. Do you think, first of all, men like these exist in real life?
You don't seem to be sure yourself. Like,
No, no, I'm not talking of personal experience. I'm just asking from you.
uh, ऐसा नहीं है कि नहीं होते. I have seen so many of my friends who have such amazing supportive husbands. And then you see the amazing thing about Chiraiya is that there are three kind of men shown in the show, very beautifully written by Divya. One who is the husband like mine, who every woman would want as a husband, who behind closed doors would probably even leave the so-called egos and say कहाँ दर्द हो रहा है ला दबा दो.
हाँ, पैर भी
It
दबाता है,
is
right?
but ऐसा नहीं है कि हम कहें कि पैर दबाता है. It is like maybe she also does it for him, but
Yeah, yeah,
he
of
also
course.
reciprocating it
Yeah.
is a beautiful thing. There's a warmth, there's an intimacy, there is a comfort, there is a respect in that relationship. Where without asking her, he says, "I know you will not be able to live with my family anymore." So that's beautiful. I mean, and it's unfair to say that men like that don't exist. Of course they do. I've seen so many who are best friends. They are around me. दोस्त हैं, nurture करते हैं एक दूसरे को. They're each other's, what do you say, sounding boards. It's lovely. And of course, the other two categories also exist. So all three exist where there's an educated man who seemingly is the patriarch, and who Kamlesh totally absolutely adores and looks up to, idolizes him. And it's a letdown to see that even he is believing in a certain mindset and is rigid about it. And then of course you have somebody who comes up with a belief that I am totally entitled to do anything.
But then who can we blame for such mindset? Because as in the series, there is this one family where all kinds of men exist. There are supportive men, and then there is this entitled man. And obviously both have this almost the same upbringing because the same father, same family. So who do you think is responsible for the mindset of entitlement among men?
Monica, we see, like, of course, in my house, my brother and me are distinctly very different people, very different. Um, I'm sure in your house as well, different people. It's just that how receptive you are to your environment, people, situations, how you respond to things that happen to you in life is going to be different. What kind of set of friends do I have? Um, कुछ सीख लिया, कुछ दोस्तीबाजी में सीख लिया, आपको क्या पता पीयर प्रेशर में किसी से क्या हुआ. शायद घर से ना आया हो, शायद दोस्तों से आया हो, शायद घर से आया हो. यू एंड आया भी हो तो शायद मैंने नहीं रिस्पॉन्ड किया उस चीज को, किसी और ने ले लिया, इम्पैक्ट हो गया. You don't know what happens, but it comes from your surroundings. It does. And we pick it up as a way of life and we normalize it. That is the tragic thing.
But you were talking of the mantra or something that we carry home with everything that we see, every work of series or cinema. So what particular thing did you carry home with this one?
First of all, I felt one needs a load of internal strength to stand up against the system. And as Divya, it was easy for me. But if I was Kamlesh, which I was during that time, it's difficult, but it's not impossible. So I came back with a hope that when you are with these women, so many of them surrounded and everything, be it the grandmother, be it the mother-in-law, I could actually feel, what do you say, a kind of sisterhood with them, a kind of bonding with them, also in front of the camera, also off the sets. And that felt like a surge of strength. And that also felt that when you really want to say something and you share in the correct way, which is respectful, that's always taken in very beautifully. And that I think I learned when I came back, that when you want to say something, you can say it, but you can respond rather than react and have a very extreme reaction to something, and get a sisterhood that stands up for something that's not right.
But talking of you personally, you talking about how difficult it is to stand up against the system. What about standing for yourself in within the paradigm of Bollywood, which has largely been superstar driven?
You tell me, you've seen my journey ever since I was in college.
Yes.
I kind of made it, I guess. I have
Yeah,
stood
you
my
you
ground, I've
certainly
fallen.
made it. But I'm sure there have been challenges. Was it always easy to stand up? That's my question. And also in these 3 decades where you've been part of the industry, if if the focus has shifted.
Nautica, nothing ever is easy in life. We cannot say it was a cakewalk just for me or for anyone else who's probably more, uh, you know, uh, what do you say, with more opportunities or something. I wouldn't say inside outsiders. No, I think everyone has a very difficult journey here. सबकी अपनी लाइफ है, सबके अपने, I don't like that word, uh, ups and downs, I would say, not struggles. Everyone has their own thing, but I think when you finally achieve today, Chiraiya's success means the world to me because I've actually waited for something like this and waited for 30 years. That's something that arrives because I've done so many films, but either they are those limited watch, or what you've done kick ass. This combo of having a super duper hit, they are saying now it is the biggest ever in all OTTs. um, uh, to have that and to have a central role is a great combo. To get that, I have waited. It's not easy. I know what I'm capable of, but maybe people around me always had acha, her or someone else. So you got to keep proving yourself time and again. You got to fall back, feel rejected, feel down, low and down, and come back with equal fervor and say, no, I belong here and I'm gonna not prove them wrong, but prove myself right. I'm not here to prove anyone wrong. आप रखिए आपके belief systems, but मेरा belief ये है कि मैं बहुत सही हूँ और मैं रहूंगी अपने रास्ते पे. And I feel people somewhere, Nonika, I believe in inherent goodness in people. And I feel कहीं भी आप जितने मर्जी commercial हो, जितना मर्जी business minded हो, you come around when you know that somebody is hardworking, somebody is good, eventually, but it is so much a matter of time. Please tell me who would wait 30 years for something like this. I have. I
But
have.
you've been part of super hits like Chava, for instance, where you seemingly had a. I mean, it starts off as a very powerful role, but doesn't blossom into one. Does that hurt somewhere?
See, the thing is, the role was very beautiful. It had to be unfortunately edited, but again, it's part of the game. So I'm saying I needed that combo. I'm not saying I was victimized or anything. I had great roles. I mean, they were
Yeah,
kick-ass roles, all of them. Be it Veer Zara,
yeah,
amazing role. I think
yeah.
it in many ways carved a niche for me, that it gave me a place where everyone said she's the unconventional heroine because she's not really romancing the hero, but she's got a better role than the heroine. That was the thing that started coming in with Veer Zara, with Bhag Milkha Bhag, with Delhi Six, with Badlapur, with Chhawa, if you may say,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
with so many others. They have been beautiful, beautiful roles. But
In Bandish
somewhere as an
Bandit also.
actor, you also want something that sometime the spotlight is only on you, or necessarily or mostly on you. That helps. helps as an actor, that helps change the perceptions of people. And I guess that's what we all are here for. I mean, I would say it straight.
And in 3 decades, how would you say Divya the actor has changed, and how would the Divya the person has changed, or has Divya the person changed at all?
I would say probably I've become more confident, like we all do with experiences. It's not just my case. You learn a lot, you're more experienced. It comes from experience. But as a person, if you ask me, I don't think I've changed. In fact, I think the best test for this is always meet your oldest friends. And when they tell you, hey, you're just the same, you know you're
Yeah.
just the same. So when I come back home, I meet my teachers, I meet my principal, I meet all old friends, and it's just the same. So why should I change myself for the profession I'm in? Of course there's so much exposure and everything, but it should not change the person within. And I guess you have one life and you shouldn't be living it pretentious. You should be who you want to be and who you are. And I think that somewhere also people like that genuineness and honesty rather than keep a facade. आपको भी मालूम पड़ जाएगा मैं facade रख रही हूँ. We all are very sharp people. So it's nice to be honest. As I mean, in my case, I like it that way. As an actor, I think every day you change. Maybe my frame of mind is different. Maybe I am more calm now, so maybe I'll approach a role more in a more calmer way. Maybe I'm aggressive sometime, or it reflects into the way you approach your role. And of course, I mean, working with good directors, in this case, Shashank has been so amazing. He was so sensitive to work with, and Divya has written it so beautifully. So they held my hand very nicely, gave me the freedom to experiment. They would listen to me if I would have an issue. And the best was Nonika. They understood my silences. If something was discomforting, I would be like just sitting and not talking. You know, sometimes you're just contemplating, puchun ki nahi puchun. And so Shashank sir would come and he would just take a back turn and just say, some problem? I said, no, sir. So he said, no, tell me. Sasani, मुझे लग रहा था कि मैं अगर ऐसे पूछूं, and he would actually listen and say, you have a point. Because when you're thinking as Kamlesh. I'm not thinking as Divya ki aisa. I'm one of those actors who would say, "Isko kam karna hai, mere role ko to kam kar do." But it should make sense in the larger picture. That is what's more important. So that camaraderie that you have, I think, enhances you as an actor every day.
And being part of now Ben Ricky's project, in which you play an antagonist to Manoj Bajpayee's hero.
Yeah.
Tell us a little more about that experience. Manoj Bajpayee is like almost every Indian's favorite actor. Is he yours too?
You should say the same for me as well. He's my absolute favorite, not just as an actor, but also as a co-actor. He's a lovely guy to work with. And the irony is we've done 4, 5 films together and
Yeah.
never shared screen space. So it was a joke this time that even with Neeraj Pandey, I'm with Manoj in that film. And even in Rana Daggubati's film, I'm with Manoj. And they're really nice stories, and the roles are complex, layered, and to have him as a co-star just takes it to another level. So I'm glad and very fortunate to have worked with him, Irfan, all these people. I think they take you somewhere else.
But tell us a little, any anecdote about Bajpayee? And
Watch
also working in this movie. It's called Man in a Tower. It's based
Last
on
Man in Tower.
hmm,
Last Man in Tower.
the last man.
Um,
Yeah.
So Manoj also is a very, very intuitive actor and of the moment, and he does it with so much ease that it doesn't that pressure doesn't ever spill over to his co-actors. In fact, it's beautiful. It's amazing, and with the ease that he performs and gives you your ample space that you need to have as an actor. And he is an amazing cook. I don't know how he managed it, but in our very intense scenes, and we were shooting on the third floor, and there was no elevator or lift, he would
Mhm.
come down, he would cook for us, and then go back again to give that shot. So he likes to cook for people, and that's it's and his sense of humor is just something else. I absolutely am crazily fond of him.
And working with Ben Rekhi, who kind of straddles two continents.
Very, very passionate, very clear about what he wants, and he feels very, very strongly for how he wants the scene to be, and you can see that he's emotional about it, which is beautiful. He humanizes it when he wants something, and that is what I found very endearing. And Rana, I think, is anyone's delight to have as a producer. He's been so good. I do wish I also worked with him as a co-actor, but he
Yeah.
would just come and sit on the set, and no one would even know that he's come. He just visit and just leave, and I say, "Are you're here?" And he would just say, "Yeah, I'm here. I just want to come see a bit," and then he would leave. So really sweet.
Yeah, but you're playing an antagonist here. We see Divya as this charming, perky person, or very lovable human being. So, which part of you need to tap into, to play this, a person? I'm sure not with black shades, but with gray shades, maybe more intense
But
gray
I,
shades.
I have done black shades also, and that's not me. But
Yeah.
I guess that this is what I learned from Rakesh Om Prakash Mehra. You got to leave yourself aside. You got to let the role take in. And
Hello. Yeah.
sorry. So,
Yeah.
no, I'm saying you got to let the role lead you. You got to hold the hands of the character you're playing. And it's amazing the world they open to you, the world you discover when you hold your character's hand. क्योंकि वो आपकी दुनिया तो है नहीं ना. आपकी
Hmm.
दुनिया दिव्या वाली दुनिया है. आप जब कमलेश की दुनिया खोल रहे हैं या इधर लास्ट मैन इन टावर की दुनिया खोल रहे हैं या फिर when I played that very the villain in Dhakad, when
Hmm.
you hold Rohini's hand, it's a different world they introduce you to, and the thought process is suddenly not Divya's; it is theirs, and it's amazing. It sometimes really, I'm very surprised कि ये thought कैसे आया, क्योंकि मेरा thought नहीं है. But I love that journey of being an actor. I love just going into different places where I thought I'd never belong.
But isn't acting also, using your own experience? Part of it would be that, I presume.
Maybe the attitude would be that, but the journey would be the characters. Somewhere you would put, maybe if you say that you like my warmth, if a scene requires that, maybe some of that would trickle in, but most of it would stay separate because I like to disconnect and give. Otherwise, you end up looking the same. If I'm going to trickle in, and that's a very thin line us actors need to see that in the world of OTTs where you're so exposed to being seen, you got to keep rediscovering yourself. You got to be different. You got to give it a different a way of looking at the role. And that only can happen when you give yourself and surrender totally to the role you're portraying. And that person is different.
But you're saying that Chiraiya is the moment that you've been waiting for 30 years. How many doors has it opened? And if you're flooded with offers to now, be helming the series or films.
It started happening, but it
Okay.
happened with my other films also. It's not like I waited for it for 30 years, but I
Yeah.
waited for the combination to come where it's seen, it's most well watched, and your role has been loved. And so yeah, that happened with this. And yes, the perceptions change again. There's so many written films that have come and shows that have come, and interestingly, a lot that are similar with this. So I said no. So
Which is what happens every time
just
with
what
the.
run breaks the mode. So I'm glad this announcement just came by. So yes, I would want to do something different, and I shall wait for it. And I've heard some beautiful stories. But yes, it does open doors, and I'm glad and grateful that it has.
But anything you can share with us apart from, I think there are two movies, two projects with Manoj Vajpayee. Apart from
Two,
that,
one is Neeraj Pandey's, one is Rana Dugupati's film, and then I'm doing one with Jimmy Shergill, which is like a love story kind of a thing, which is not Tum Rahe Na Tum. And then I'm doing a biopic on an army wife, Shukla Bandyopadhyay. That's directed by a Bengali director, Indira Dhar. That's opposite Neeraj Kabi. So that, in
Oh,
fact, we
wow.
took for
Another
Venice Film
another
Festival.
excellent actor, yes.
Yeah, so I'm enjoying working with these actors and finding my space. And yeah, I mean, this is a different one because they're all very diverse roles, very, very diverse roles.
ਸੇ ਸਾਡੀ ਲੁਧਿਆਣਾ ਦੀ ਕੁੜੀ ਕੋਈ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਫਿਲਮ ਕਰ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਹੁਣ in
ਬਸ
time.
ਹੁਣ ਛੇਤੀ ਕਰ ਕੋਈ ਵਧੀਆ ਜੀ ਆ ਜੇ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਛੇਤੀ ਕਰ ਲੈਣੀ ਹੈ I really
ਹਾਂ
want to in fact come back. I think after Ma I haven't done anything, so would love to. Yes, I want to do a comedy now. I really want to do a comedy
ਹਾਂ in any space, huh? Any space.
in any space because I just
Yeah,
want to go laugh.
yeah. And your laughter is so infectious anyway. So, so Divya, how would Divya describe herself in 3 words?
uh, I think I will always be a child woman, and so I am, and I enjoy that. It's absolutely. I like that child in me. Um, I like enjoying life, the moment that is, and I think I'm having a blast right now.
And so that's why you did so well as a child woman. Of course, you were very, very young also at that point when you did that train to Pakistan.
That I actually was a child,
Yeah,
Nonika.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you are exceptionally young.
Yeah.
So yeah, but and finally, any message to your fans? You know, these days fans are a very divided lot. You know, they like one movie, they hate one movie, they hate one actor. You know, there's so much hate on social media. There's a lot of love, but there's also a lot of hate. You know, and hitting on each other. So what would be your message to the fans? You know, to your fans?
I just want to say one thing that it's been a little different in my case. I've really received a lot of love through the years. And I think they always feel it's a personal journey for them, but as far as, I am concerned. And that love and admiration, I think the bestest thing that I always hear, and I hear it a lot more often now, is that we watch something because you're in it, because we know it's going to be, different and inconsequential of whether they like the project or not. They come out liking me because that I think is the bestest reward anyone can get as an actor.
But any message to them, then all the
So I
more reason
just,
for
yeah,
you
I
to
just
tell
want to
them
say,
something. No, yeah,
no, I just want to say a huge thank you because it wouldn't have been possible without them believing so much in me and saying, "Aapko dekhna hai, aapko karna hai." So when that love comes in, it trickles into our industry as well. So to have that loyal audience, to have people who love you and they feel "Aap hamari lagti ho," is the most beautiful thing. So I think in more ways than any thing, I can just say a big, big thank you for being there always.
so and also keep spread. They should also keep spreading love, and Divya will also keep spreading love and laughter. And hope your comic turn comes out far sooner. Yeah.
Yes, I am waiting.
Though I think special Chabis had that touch, a
Of
little
course,
bit.
Welcome to Sajanpur had that,
Yeah.
Nazar Andaz had that. But
Yeah.
I want to do like a proper comedy now. So
Yeah.
one film for sure, I want to do something which is all laughs.
Yeah. So, but I am particularly looking forward to Last Man in Tar, and
It's a beautiful one.
sharing screen space with Manoj Vajpayee, and it's an international project, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, looking forward to that, and looking forward to more stellar work from you, Divya. Thank you so
Thank
much
you,
for your time.
Monica.
Always a
Thank you.
pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Always a
Thank you.
pleasure talking to you, and you look lovely. Thank you.
And
Thanks.
thank you. Oh, you look lovely too. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.